I'm Kirsten. I have something fun to show you guys today. This is Tupperware's Vent and Serve product. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I'm super excited to show you. Every house needs these. Every house needs a lot of these. So if you already have some, you probably need more. If you don't have some, I am so sorry. You're gonna need a lot because these are amazing. So these are Tupperware's answer to what do we do with leftovers or even planovers. Let's say that you're cooking a lot of food and you want to eat it for the next few days and you want to be able to warm it up. So these are, there's actually a pretty cool product. It's not actually plastic, it's not glass, it's like a hybrid. It's on its way to glass, but not actually glass yet, but it's hard. So it's a non-porous material, so it won't pit, it won't stain. It's made specifically for the microwave. It's actually made to go straight from the freezer, hard as a rock, into the microwave. Isn't that super cool? It has these fun little feet on the bottom. That's because microwaves cruise around the container, and microwaves need to be able to get down and under. So any container that's made for the microwave needs feet and it needs rounded edges because that's the way the microwaves work. It's also the way the freezer works. So if you put this in the freezer and you don't want freezer burn, you need rounded edges. So that's what the rounded edges in the feet are for, to allow the freezer air to cruise around and so you don't get freezer burn. Isn't that super cool? It has this awesome lid on the top. I'll show you this one. It has a little silicone valve. Yes, it's liquid tight and airtight. It doesn't feel like it's going to be, but I promise it is, as long as you don't do the human error and you actually put the lid on. When you put this in the microwave, so in the freezer or in the fridge, you're going to obviously shut it because you don't want it to spill or leak. But when you go to put it in the microwave, you just flip the little vent up like this. You don't ever need to take this off. Yes, you can take it off, but that's when people lose these, right? There's no reason to ever take that off. When you go to put it in the dishwasher, you just pull it up like that and dishwash, and it's fine. It comes out perfectly clean. But you just pull it up in the microwave, and that allows the steam to come out. It allows it to vent so that your lid doesn't explode off while you're microwaving. Cooked food lasts 3 to 5 months in this container, so you don't have to. Let's say you make, like for instance, I like to make a pressure cooker or a crock pot full of chili or of split pea soup or something big like that. Well, we're not going to eat it all in one night, and so I put these in the freezer, put them in these containers, shut the valve, put it in the freezer, and then you have 3 to 5 months to eat that. You don't want to necessarily have split pea soup every night for 9 nights in a row because then you hate leftovers. If they're planovers, in that you do it on purpose, right, so that you can eat it later, maybe 2 weeks later, maybe a month later, maybe 2 months later, when you feel like it again, then it's awesome and you're not sad that you're eating it and it's amazing, right? Let's say you go to your favorite Mexican restaurant, and if you're like me, you get to chatting and you eat all kinds of chips and salsa, and then the time your burrito arrives, you're like, oh, Nelly, I don't think I can eat all that. But you paid 15 bucks for it, so you feel like you need to eat it, right? So maybe you eat a little bit of it and you still have like 3/4 of a burrito. Put the rest of your burrito in here, bring it home, put it in the freezer, and then when a burrito from your favorite Mexican restaurant sounds really good 3 weeks later or a month later or 2 months later, when you haven't recently OD'd on chips and salsa, you can just warm that thing up. You just flip the little vent, stick it in the microwave. Now, a microwave reheats versus cook. So I mean, it is a microwave oven. So you don't, if you were going to reheat a whole casserole, let's just say you had a casserole and it was pre-cooked and you're putting it in the oven, you wouldn't reheat at 500 degrees. That's a microwave on high. And most people don't realize that. They just hit 1, 2, 3 and they reheat. Well, you're reheating at 500 power, right? You don't want to do that. So you actually want to reheat at about 250, 300. That's what you would reheat a casserole if you were putting it in the oven. So you want to do, most microwaves, you hit the power button and then hit 5 or 6 or 7. So reheat from on 50% to 70% power, or you push the power button several times till it gets to medium or medium high. And you just extend the cook time a little bit longer, but reheat on a medium power, and it cooks your food evenly. Because just like an oven, if you were to reheat at 500 degrees, what would happen is the outer edge would all be rock hard, burnt, and the middle would still be frozen. But if you reheat it at 200 or 250, it would reheat more evenly and everything would come out nice and flavorful. That's the microwave. So you want to make sure you reheat when you're warming up leftovers, if you will. You'll get a much more even cook. Your sauces won't separate. It's the same for, by the way, if you happen to reheat pizza. If you reheat at 500 or at 50%, your pizza doesn't get all rubbery and disgusting. So anyway, this is the Vent and Serve. This is one of my favorite sizes. This is actually 2.5 cups. Isn't that crazy? It's a medium shallow is what this is called. These are all deceiving large when you think about 2.5 cups of food. This is a lot of food. This size is one of my favorite sizes. It's a medium, and it's 4 cups. And you know, like, that's a lot of food. Like when you think of one person consuming over 4 cups of food, like that's a lot of food. So these hold a lot, but they don't take up much space. They stack really, really, really nicely. There's other sizes that I don't have pictured here, but these are just my favorite sizes. This one is really good. It's I believe it's 6 1/4 cups. I'm trying to remember if it's 6 1/4 cups, but it is the perfect. I know this is going to sound funny. You can actually, I have a recipe where you can make brownies not brownies, fudge in the microwave in about 3 to 4 minutes, and so you can do that on a commercial, so it's super amazing like that. It also is the perfect container for leftover pizza. You just put the wedges in opposite corners and you can store your leftover pizza, and you know that is something that doesn't store well in a fridge otherwise, so this is a perfect container for it. I actually love all of these. Once you get them, you find that you're always using them. They go right into the dishwasher. They clean up amazingly. You're going to want a whole bunch of them because they're always in use, especially if you start freezing in them, then they're in the freezer when you want them for the microwave and all that exciting stuff. So if you already have some, you're going to definitely want some more. If you don't have them yet, you're going to want to get these in your possession as soon as possible. So once again, this is Tupperware, and it is our Vent and Serve product, and it belongs in your home.